Today, I'll be showing you how to splice and join wires properly. But before that, you need the following materials. First, the personal protective equipment like the hand gloves. Second, the combination plier. Third, the long nose plier. And last, the solid wire size 14. The first joint we are going to do is the rat tail joint. Step number 1. Make sure that you have already cut the solid wire for about 4 inches. Note, use the cutting edge of both hand tools. Step number 2. Use the combination plier with your right hand and long nose plier with your left hand. Step number 3. Grip the solid wire using the long nose plier. Skin or splice the solid wire for about 1 to 2.5 inches. Last step. Grip the two solid wires using the long nose plier and slowly twist the skinned wires using the combination plier. Do this process until you get the 8 turns. Here you go. This is the rat tail joint. Next is knotted tap joint. Step number 1. Skin the middle part of the solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 2. Skin the other solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 3. Grip the two solid wires by your long nose plier. Step number 4. Again, make a turn on the solid wire downward and pull it to the left side while making a turn upward. There you go. This is the knotted tap joint. Next joint is the plain tap joint. Step number 1. Again, skin the middle part of the solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 2. Again, skin the other solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 3. Grip the two solid wires like this. First, you need to bend the other solid wire downward and proceed upward to make a turn. Do this repeatedly so that you have at least 7 to 8 turns. Hooray! You finish the plain tap joint. Next joint is the aerial tap joint. Step number 1. Skin the middle part of the solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 2. Skin the other solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Grip the two solid wires. Step number 3. Do these turns for about 7 to 8 times. Note, you must leave spaces between each turn. Great job! Now you have your own aerial tap joint. Next is the cross joint. Step number 1. Make a splice at the center part of the solid wire for about 2 to 3 inches. Step number 2. Splice the two remaining wires for about 1 to 2 inches. Step number 3. Grip the two solid wires while bending the other wire downward. Step number 4. Make a turn by twisting the wire upward. Step number 5. When done in 8 turns, proceed to grip the remaining wire in inversely position. Bravo! Now you have your own cross joint.